How's it going, guys? Nocturnal Pantheon here. I'm Rob,
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Sergio.
and we're here today to do a review of John Wick Chapter 4. We just went to the screening last night for it, Friday night, and we're going to give our thoughts and opinions on the movie. First out the gate, 10 out of 10, fucking phenomenal in my opinion. Go see it, go watch it. If you like the John Wick series, if you like action movies, if you like Keanu Reeves, it's fantastic. Let me tell you, it's great. But guys,
Oh man, that
Oh, also, if you haven't seen it, just letting you know now, this is a heavy spoiler, like just
yeah.
a whole spoiler review. So we're gonna be talking about like points inside the movie, and then also like it's just the only thing I have. Oh, you know what? Let me let Adrian go ahead. Take your step in, Adrian.
All right. First, if you haven't seen it, go watch it right now because it's fantastic. It's a great time. It moves quick. You're not gonna get bored really. And again, it is gonna be spoiler heavy, so we're just gonna go through it, kind of review it, maybe go through it. We're just gonna talk about it. And so pause it, go watch it, then come back, or in fact, go watch it and then watch this at the same time while you're watching it so we can discuss it with you and get back to us. But, and that, Sergio, what were your initial thoughts? Well, we're going to let you have a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds to pause it. So you got your time right now. You better stop. You better get out of here. And all right, you've been warned. So let's get to it. What you got, Sergio?
All
What you
right.
think?
Well, first off, if you're watching in the theater, airdrop it to everyone in there. Help us out there with the link. Nah, dude. So the main issue I have is like, and I told Robbie about this. I try to really hold my tongue after we walked out of the theater because we said like the first time we actually impressed it, like do the impressions of what we had from the movie was we were gonna capture it all. First come, so like no one knows what we each think about it except well now Rob we know he thought 10 out of 10. The one thing I had was like it felt as if I was watching John Wick 3.5 and John Wick 4. Like I didn't feel like the movie started until we saw John Wick and Winston finally meet up again inside the series at the tombstone of Lance Riddick's character, which unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace. And like that's where I feel like John Wick 4 started. Everything else before then just felt like 3 all over again.
Right, right.
yeah, yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great. You know, the action, the plot, the ending. Loved it. I will if I'm nitpicking, like I said, because 10 out of 10 for me. But if I'm nitpicking stuff, the opening fight scene, not the very first
That
one, but the first act fight scene went on a little longer than I think it should have. Like a couple scenes where he's going through guys, and he must have went through at least like 20 guys, but it's like it's dragging it out. And I'm just like, okay, when are we? This fight has been cool. It's been great. It's been awesome. But when are we going to get to the next scene or the next plot development or the next thing? The action is great. I love it, but it falls into like, okay, I'm seeing the same thing over and over as far as that scene. But other than that, when it got past that first act one fight scene, I thought every other fight scene after was well paced. Obviously, with these movies, there's a bunch of believability stuff, right? But you gotta suspend that when you're watching these movies, and if you can do that easily, you can enjoy it. Because yeah, like I mean, it's one guy. There's a bunch of other guys shooting at him, not hitting his head and stuff like that. But if you can suspend your disbelief for a bit, you'll enjoy it. And as far as like the rest of the movie, I think that was just the one issue I had. That one first act fight scene just went on a little longer than I think it should have. And other than that, I mean, I had no issues.
I did have one issue with one part of like the actual fight scene in the beginning too. The fight sequence, sorry, was where he was just fucking up these two guys. He was just like beating the shit out of them, right? But then like there's a guy who's like right by a drum and he gets hit, gets shot, knocks down, falls, right? He gets back up slowly, like stuttering, and he gets hit again. And I'm like, dude, come on, for the life of me, just kill this guy. Because he fell like 5 different times. Like it took John Wick to actually like shoot him in the head, like so that they're all wearing like fucking battle armor or whatever,
which
and
looked
so
great,
they
by the way.
it
The
really
design
did.
was dope. I liked it. But yeah, they were
And
like,
then like,
or go on.
go ahead. Oh, okay,
I was
no,
gonna,
and like it took him like slicing his neck to like finally kill the guy. Like
yeah,
Jesus,
exactly.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like fucking like hard level video game
yeah,
enemies. They just become bullet sponges because he's shooting them in the head like 4 times and they're just like falling down. You think they're dead, and then you see him stumbling back up and he shoots them again. They go down. He's beating up another guy. Then he has to like finally, like you said, stab the dude in the neck and then shoot him a couple of times too. It was
yeah,
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. It was
it's like he was fighting nothing but juggernauts throughout the whole like the whole first part. I'm like, Jesus, man.
yeah,
Also, it's really showing in his age, like in the first part where
Yeah,
like I would see him kind of like do some roles and stuff, and I was
the
like, oh
roles
man,
exactly.
it was kind of hurting a little bit to watch it, but it's fucking Keanu Reeves, so I'm like, nah, fuck it, I don't care, I'm ride or die for my boy.
yeah,
But they really drove away from that after that sequence. That's why I like to call it 3.5 because it was like a little filler.
yeah. I will say the choreography compared to the other movies was a little shoddier than the other movies. The other movies was a little more streamlined, a little more touched up. I did see here and there little things that I'm like, oh, that punch or that bullet didn't seem like it landed right. I was catching that here and there. But like I said, it's Keanu Reeves, it's John Wick. I'm letting it slide. It was the nunchuck scene. That was the scene that I thought went on for too long. I remember it now because I was like, oh,
Oh
like I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
because
like,
he like
yeah, I'm like, when
he,
is,
he would unload a clip and then boom.
yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Highlights of the movie. Definitely Lance Reddick's character, and they shot this a long time ago, so it's just kind of poetic in the sense of yeah, he did die, obviously in real life, but his character died in the movie, and it was a really good send off in the movie. Again, without them knowing what was going to happen.
Was gonna happen. And his
Yeah,
last line too in the whole movie.
yeah. It was really something special. So that's like just for that scene alone, I would go out and see it if you're a fan of Lance Reddick. It was beautiful.
Now, fellas, let's talk about the highlight like parts of the movie where I'm just like, dude, you gotta watch it. The whole camera scene where it's like it's on top
Hmm.
and like it's the shot down, and you're just seeing John Wick move
The one
through
long
room,
shot. Yeah.
just shooting the shit out of
Is
people
is that
with
with
like
the Dragon's Breath rounds?
the dragon's
The
breath
Dragon's
rounds,
Breath
Yeah.
dude.
rounds too.
That scene alone, I was like, holy
As soon
shit,
as I
this is
saw the
awesome.
box. Yeah, as soon
Yeah.
as I saw the box, I was like, oh hell yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
And
that
they did not disappoint with that.
you know what? I've never seen on screen someone do incendiary rounds or Dragon's Breath rounds that like I've never seen it done, to be honest, in my recollection. But it
Same,
was done
same.
so well, like how they did that. And I don't know in real life how it looks, but if that's realistic, that's fucking awesome. But another scene and set piece, the Osaka Continental with the bows, the swords, and
Yeah.
then the guys in the armor. Like I thought that was well done. I loved that. I loved that whole scenery.
That reminds me of one thing I have, and I think maybe this has to do because, like, it depends on the speed. But okay, so their suits are, bulletproof, right?
Yeah.
Or bullet resistant, whichever terminology you actually want to use. Um, so how the fuck is a bow and arrow like shooting through that, and how are knives like slicing through there?
I was
Like,
thinking,
does it depends on speed? Because I was thinking maybe like, oh, maybe it depends on speed. Because like if you're shooting at the suit, right? Like the
mhm,
the the suit, maybe like it's flexible, right?
yeah,
And then as soon as it hits it, it's like like the texture changes based on how like the relativity of the speed. Where like as soon as it impacts, it solidifies and then it just
yeah.
drops.
I
But
was
whereas a bow and arrow just
I was thinking it has to, and this might have like real life context in it. Is like if you hit a bullet resistant vest at a certain angle with a bullet that normally would stop it. If you hit it at a certain angle, it can go through. Like it's not always. That's why they refrain from saying bulletproof because anything could happen. It might be the same for the arrows with that specific type of armor. Like certain type of shots, it'll deflect, but others it can pierce it. And I thought a lot of times they hit it in between the plates. So in
Or like the
between,
joints.
yeah, the
Yeah,
joints. Yeah,
you
you're
can see
right.
it was like in the neck, and yeah.
Yeah, because they have to have the armor separated to be flexible while they're fighting. So I think the side with the bows, they really capitalized on that and were trying to go for the joints. But I did see some scenes where they shot them straight in the center of the chest
Then
piece.
the plate and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
So it just might
Armor
depend.
piercing arrows, Brand. Armor
Oh
piercing
yeah.
arrows. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's what it
that's
is.
that's why I was like, maybe it's a different type of material, whereas
That's
like
kind of what I was
like
thinking.
the
Yeah.
bullets are dude,
I
but
liked how they
that
shot it though. God, it's beautiful.
yes.
It's like an old feudal Japan like movie with all the arrows coming in, like when they invade a castle or tower,
Yeah.
but like inside the continental modern. I don't know. It was great.
Dude, Donnie Yen's character.
Donnie Yen. To
Yeah.
me, he's the MVP of the whole fucking movie. I'm
All
not gonna
right.
lie to you.
Now, one of the reasons why I also say it's John Wick 3.5, because look at these fucking color schemes, okay?
Yeah.
This is the same color schemes you would see throughout like that whole little first part too.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
going through it.
They've always had like a neon look in these movies. But when you stepped away, me and Adrian mentioned Donnie Yen's character, Kane.
Yes.
Like,
Kane.
dude, holy hell! I seen, and this is why I'm a little pissed off. I seen a review before this movie came out. I watched one review, and I won't say who it was, but this reviewer said that this movie was bad. Like they were shitting on it. And what a part of it was like Donnie Yen's character, he's blind, yada yada. It's his second time playing a blind, fighter. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, who the fuck cares what he played in a different movie? That like base it off his character in this movie. Fuck any other movie because it doesn't matter. And
Exactly.
and I thought his character was a standout. Fucking loved him. Great action. How he incorporates his fights with his blindness. Having it different from any other character. Thought it was great, and his ending was awesome as well.
Yeah, I actually think like they made that weapon specifically for him, right?
That yeah,
cause what was it? It was like a straight edge. I want to say it was like what's that old rap year or something? Cause every time he would fight, you would see him just like it wouldn't be like a quick like a slice or anything. It would be like always something that goes for
Like
like a vital
stabbing it.
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, dude, that like his whole character was just it really was phenomenal. There was one thing I had an issue with was like why Kane? I wish they would have like specified the name. I feel like it's too much on the nose where it's like it's either because he's a blind character or because Cain, in the biblical terms, killed his brother Abel, right?
Oh, I
Which
didn't even
we
think
saw
about
him,
that.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
saw him kill. Unfortunately, oh my God, the actor's name's passing right through me. He played Scorpion,
Scorpion in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
The movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He killed him, and like they said they were brothers. Both of them and John Wick as well. So
Yeah.
I was just like that. Like I didn't
That's
know
a
if they were going
good.
with
Yeah.
a biblical term for that. Dude,
Yeah. I
but,
didn't clock that. No, it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, I just went with the blind aspect. I was like, oh, okay, Kane. He
The
uses
walking
Kane.
cane.
Yeah. But
Oh,
that
His
makes,
wow.
weapon of choice.
that makes a lot more sense. I like that.
That
But
explains the. Yeah.
I loved how he used, I heard they were doorbells, but like the motion sensor type things where he slapped
Yeah.
those around. And
That was cool. I
yeah,
like that.
and he
As
used
soon as he
that.
put one down, I knew. I was like, it's a sensor. That's what he's gonna use them for. And then
Yeah.
ding.
I know there were doorbell ones. I thought they were gonna be like audio level ones that like leave a pitch or something that he was gonna hear.
Yeah.
But the doorbells made it pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I like that it was a doorbell. It's just kind of something practical, like shit that actually made sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what did you guys think about that final duel? Like that final duel for me, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like this is where John Wick can't be, barbaric in the sense of like when he normally fights, because he's more of like a rage filled
Like a
person,
brawler
just
type.
a brawler, right? He'll get up close and personal, with his armor, and he'll utilize everything he can. But like in that last duel, it was just more of a man versus nature type fight going on right there. Like
Yeah.
it's both of them just shooting each other, no armor, nothing, and it's one round, so you can't like do all that. and then at the end, I really thought he shot Kane and he got him, and like I thought we were gonna like when it showed Kane's face, I thought we were gonna see him, trickle blood out.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it ended was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, how's he gonna get out of this shit? Like, it's over, it's done.
Yeah, it
And
got me in suspense. I'm gonna lie.
yeah,
I thought it was
oh,
gonna be kind of predictable. Then I was like, oh, okay.
speaking of, like that ending, loved it. But speaking of the villain, Bill Skarsgård,
Skarsgård, man.
yeah, his character, I loved him. I thought he was great. I thought he was menacing, charismatic. I loved when
Yeah,
he
very
was on screen.
charismatic as fuck.
They gave him a lot of screen time, and I think it was better for
His,
it.
his suits too, man. The most like best looking outfits I've seen in the whole series and ever.
Yeah.
And he was rocking them suits pretty cool. They gave him some pretty wild ones. Little dapper young man.
Yeah.
Oh, the city scene.
Oh
they
yeah,
drew
when they're
bounty on him.
chasing him.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites of the whole movie, dude. And you can
Yeah.
tell they just learned how to do the car hitting stunt because they used the shit out of that.
Oh yeah.
Everybody getting hit with
Yeah.
cars.
my favorite was when those two dudes tried to like they were the last. I think they were like the last kill in that circle where like the car hit them. Like John Wick just like shot him
Oh,
while
the
they were
guy
in
in
the
the
air.
air.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they
That
just-
was
it just
sick. I
dropped.
love that.
Yeah,
I
that-
love that.
Yeah,
That whole traffic circle scene was amazing in Paris, in France. Oh man, it was just beautiful. I love, and they always go over the top in the with the scenery in these movies, but really good.
Good
yeah.
choreography all around, man.
And then this,
Just the whole fucking the final fight from whereas like John Wick is told, hey, meet us up at sunrise, and then come to find out, hey, there's a hit list on him. What was it, 26 million it started off with, and then it shot up to 40
And
mil.
shot up.
yeah,
Yup.
Like that's just crazy to me, man. And then how did you guys feel about how John Wick's character, like, he passed away, right? And Keanu's character, right? But I feel like in a sense, like John Wick is alive.
oh yeah, it was.
because
He has to be.
Oh no! Hold on.
Oh.
Let
Oh,
me
okay.
explain myself. John Wick, he got in because he got brought back in,
Mhm.
and he got out.
Mm,
He got out scot free.
Yeah,
John, the person, died at the end of it.
yeah.
'Cause,
No,
like he was buried. Oh, that was just
that's good poetry if they do leave it like that. But I don't think he died. And
same. I
yeah.
think they should
hands
leave it
down.
like that, though, man. Honestly, but yeah.
it would be a nice ending. But the amount of money there, I hate to
It's
bring in
gonna-
like
it's
the
gonna make
studio,
money.
like the outside of the movie forces, but the studio, the publisher, everything like that, they're gonna, or the producer, they're gonna make more. They want more money out of this, so I don't think they're gonna leave them to that. I mean, 5 is a good round number. If they just made one more movie and they were done, that would be good. But I feel like this would be a really good ending for John's story, at least. Maybe make a spinoff with the daughter.
Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen or the daughter.
Yeah, they could have. I know they had tacked that on as an end credit scene, but I feel like they could go through a whole movie with that kind of setup. Donnie Yen and the daughter. Their character names are
They escaped me too.
yeah.
It's just Kane and daughter.
Yeah.
They don't really say her name, I don't think, really much.
They do. He
it-
actually he mentions it in the beginning, but I can't remember. I think it started with an A.
Akira.
Yes,
Was
it
it
is.
Akira. Yeah,
It was
that's the daughter's
Akira.
name.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
And no
man.
Akira slide at all in that whole motorcycle scene either. Shame.
Nope, none whatsoever. Was that his
At least
arc?
that I'm aware of.
That was his arc motorcycles, right? Like the final motorcycle scene. With
I
him,
feel like they were, yeah. Like they were
Yeah.
kind of based off that, if anything.
because I saw the A and I was like, I think that's the logo symbol, but I'm not entirely sure. And then there was something else. It's slipping my mind right now because we covered so much. Where I
The
had little
staircase
notes.
scene.
Oh man, that was great. Where he just kept fighting. I will say this though. Oh my god, the atmosphere was like just perfect in the whole theater. It was perfection.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. Yeah, you got to see it in theaters if you can, man.
So what
You got to
did
get that interaction.
what did y'all think of the card game scene with I didn't actually know this, and they did a great job with prosthetics. But Scott Atkins plays that, and his character's name is Killa. But the card scene with the big guy.
Dude, I loved it. I knew it was already like, uh, as soon as it started, I was like, oh, this game's rigged. Like there's no way it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And so when they were just laying out their cards, I was just like, oh wow. And like I don't know if Bobby heard me, but like because Robert was sitting right beside me, and then I was just like in my head, I was like, oh fuck, he got him. Like that's a full house. And then when this guy pulled out 4 of a kind, I was like, holy shit, that's 4 of a kind. Yeah, he's got it. That's it. Cause like and then like he pulls out 5. I was just like, ah shit, yeah, it was rigged.
It was
Hands
rigged.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved that guy. He was a piece of shit. I was like, I can't wait for this guy to die. But he was a fucking brawler. Like he was going toe to toe. I was like, oh, this guy, he's the top guy, but he can't fight. But
What the fuck did he have in that inhaler? Like fucking Kratom?
I
or
know,
what?
like,
Like,
he was-
that man just
he was hitting
Like,
that
he was
shit.
like-
Like,
Mix of kratom and coke. He was just go.
yeah.
They just got superpowers, man. He just started busted his ass
that
after
was Bane's venom. That was like he was
Yeah,
he was
dude.
hitting that and then just going to town. But no, that
Like 3 different times where he could have fucking died, and he's just like, that shit don't mean nothing to me, man. I woke up alive. He just got back. He just kept going. Jesus.
He was wrecking shit on that dude. Ah, man, I actually thought John. I didn't even know if John was gonna make it out of that one. To be honest, I thought he was gonna get some help after because he was getting messed up for a minute.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Tracker, the new character they introduced in this movie, or
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm gonna
Nobody.
Yeah, Mr. Nobody. Dude, that his character was just great, and I love the aspect of like I don't know if they ever explained trackers, did they? Like what they were?
Not really. They tried to like give subtlety to it in this movie. I as far as I could tell, correct me if I'm wrong if they've done in previous movies, but I mean they did a decent job setting it up. He has his book, he researches all this. That way he gets good at tracking, this and that. And I guess his whole shtick is he's waiting for John Wick's bounty to go up to where he finally can.
Where
okay.
like it's
A
yeah,
good
because
payout for him.
that's how when they first met up, he was like, "You a tracker?" And he's just like, "Yeah, but you ain't worth enough yet." And he kind
Yeah.
of just left him alone. I was like, "Oh shit, that's awesome."
Yeah, I love that.
I really
whole
feel like
dynamic.
they could really do something with the universe.
I
as a
love
whole.
the universe, the world building they do. How they all have like their code and shit.
Like usually
Like,
I don't like spin-offs and like doing this and that with good franchises, but I feel like they have enough here in this universe where they could make this like a multiple movie / show franchise, especially a show. I feel like a show of this would do really well.
a short series at least.
Yeah.
A limited series would be
Yeah,
perfect.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it and then the thing that they have a lot is just them being like, just not explaining a lot of things. Like all we know is John Wick used to be, like a brother to Donnie Yuen's character, and then the Mortal Kombat actor's character.
Here, I could say his name because we got to put respect
Yeah.
on his name. It's
Yeah, we really
True,
do.
we do.
And I feel
Yeah,
it feels so
We're
disrespectful.
giving him a
not to it.
strategy.
Hiroyuki
We're doing
Sanada.
a disservice.
Hiroyuki
Yuki Sanada.
Sanada. Yeah.
Yuki Sanada.
Oh, Hiroyuki.
Yeah, Hiroyuki
Hiroyuki
Sanada.
Hiroyuki.
Yeah.
Props
His
to that
character,
guy, dude.
like all 3 of them together, they were a brotherhood, and then like we don't know what happened. Like we don't know the history that went on, and like it that's what keeps me wanting to come back to this whole universe. Is I don't have the answers to all this. I want to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, fellas, any other thoughts on anything?
Oh,
Or-
Watch it. Go
yeah,
watch
go
it.
watch
Yeah,
it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Loved it. Yeah, there's some issues here and there, like nitpicks if you have a microscope and
I
shit
would
like
say,
that.
yeah.
But,
Nitpicks.
I mean,
not enough to ruin the movie.
Yeah, what
I don't
movie
think.
doesn't? But overall, it's a great movie. Great 3 hours. And it's a long movie too, but I enjoyed it.
I'll probably go watch it again, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I like it's definitely going on my my collection that I got going on back there, dude. Just because like I have all the other John Wick movies, and like I love going in there and just enjoying a film for what it is, because it's
Yeah.
captivating.
Well,
So
if,
many
but
quotes too.
Mhm. But alrighty, guys. If you liked our review, hopefully you've watched the film because you're doing yourself a disservice of not watching it. But other than that, if you could leave some comments down below, this was our actual first official review of a theatrical release. So just let us know what you think and then what we could improve on inside the actual recording aspect of it. Fellas, anything?
Yeah, just remember, friendship means little when it's convenient.
oh yeah. Love
Oh
that.
damn, that fucking line. Hell yeah.
But yeah, just give us a like, comment, let us know your thoughts and opinions on the movie and anything you agree or disagree with us. And yeah, so thank you guys.
This has been Nocturnal Pantheon closing out.